Are we live?
We
Oof.
are live.
Oh, come on. Are we live?
Yes.
Welcome, young people. I hate these introductions. It seems
I
so silly,
know. We're
doesn't it?
never good at it.
I know, but that's okay. We are late night snacks, or what the
We are
new
late night
here.
stuff.
We are the late night snacks of the new. I like that.
Yeah.
Late night snacks of the new. No, just kidding. We are late night snacks. We are here this is a special announcement show. Meaning, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go over a schedule for a big
Yes.
event that we have planned from next week till the end of the year. Well, till Thanksgiving. And as you probably
Hmm.
tell by the thumbnail and by decoration and
Yes.
stuff that we are going to be celebrating everything and anything that is wicked. Um, the movie is part one.
Yay.
The movie franchise is going to come out on November 22nd, right on Thanksgiving weekend.
Hmm.
And we are going to lead up to the hype of that. The nation, the world really, is going to get a Star Wars level marketing push. So we haven't even seen it's begun, but we haven't even seen the realism of it, of how
Right.
that's going to be shoved in everybody's faces. Hopefully that doesn't backfire on them, but we'll see. As part of this whole study, if it does, it does, and we'll be able to talk about that then too. We have no insight in the movie whatsoever besides what we know of
Nope.
Wicked and what we've seen in the trailer. We're not digging into every single little behind the scenes things that you possibly can. There are other channels out there that do that so much better, channels that I watch to get some information, but we're not going to
Yep.
deep dive. What we're going to do, however, we are doing something that I don't think anybody on the internet is doing, or on the YouTube space, or whatever social media space um, is doing, and that is we are going to deep dive in this story, meaning we're going to start with the book. Those of you that do not know, Wicked was originally a novel by Jerry Maguire, the first of four novels.
This is the book.
This is the book. Woo. Um, First of four novels of the first series. We'll talk about the second series here in a moment. But the first of four novels in a series of the prequel to the Wizard of Oz stories, um,
Mhm.
telling the story, the untold story of the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the East, Glinda and Elphaba. Um, it's an in-depth tale of friendship, basically friendship, love,
Mhm.
loss. It's an adult novel. It's an adult contemporary novel. Basically, what Wicked is a political satire. It really is what it is, and we're going to go into a little bit of history today and talk about what this book really is and why we're going to cover it in the time that we're going to cover it. Okay,
Yep.
if that makes sense. We're doing the book first because it was the story first, but to revert a little bit, this is not the first Oz story told. Obviously, there are numerous. I think 14, maybe more. There's
Yeah.
for L. Frank Baum, who is the
There's
original
quite a
author.
few.
Yeah, he's the original author and the creator of the Oz series. And at some point, maybe we'll talk about what books those are. But basically, there's a lot of children's books that run from. They all kind of title a specific character or location of in the Oz universe. Like you'll have
Hmm.
Glinda of Oz, the Lion of Oz, the Scarecrow of Oz, or whatever, and
Yep.
the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and that's what the big international movie story that became famous was that one slice of that story, which was telling the story of those four characters that journeyed to Oz to find out that the great powerful Oz was a fraud, and we all seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing on this podcast? You ain't gonna know.
Yeah.
Go see the movie. I can't even watch it anymore, but we see it so
The
many
movie
times
is a
in my life.
classic. Everyone should at least see it once. I've
Everybody
seen it
probably
more than I would like to admit.
especially, we would have seen it every year on TV before cable and streaming and all that stuff. It was one of them big events, the big holiday event movies. Um,
Yep.
we probably all own a copy in our collection somewhere. Um, I can't even watch it anymore. It's so ingrained. But it stars Judy Garland is the main, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow is the big song in there. Remember, the stage play came first, which was a musical, and that's where the musical was adapted into a film. A lot of people don't know that, but it was a Broadway play first, or Broadway musical first, and then it became the movie. That was in the 1930s, 39, I believe. Same time as Gone.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, same time as Gone with the Wind. So, but the L. Frank Baum stories, The Wizard of Oz is, I don't know if it was the first one or not. It might have been. And then they wrote a series of books of all these different Oz characters and locations afterwards. And it's a big collection. They're fun. We may dabble in a couple of them if we find ourselves a little bit of spare time before Wicked opens up. But we're not covering the L. Frank Baum stories. We're covering what
No.
happens with the Jerry Maguire stories. And Jerry Maguire is the author who wrote the Wicked series, which is, needless to say, very, very, very different than
Oh
what the
yes.
musical is and what the stage show and what the movie's going to be. The movie is based off of the stage show, which is an adaptation or
A loose adaptation.
it's like the lace of a old tattered charred piece of coal or something. It's a Disney. The musical Disneyfies this, if that makes any sense. Meaning that they took a very political satire novel, and we'll explain why that's very adult, and they laced it through and made that same story with those same characters a very family friendly musical experience. And the family friendly is going to carry over into the movie, the two
Mhm.
movies. But we wanted to cover the book. We wanted to tell you the real story. We want to tell you the full story, so that if you have read this and you see the musical or the movie, you'll get so much more enrichment out of these characters. You'll know where they came from, and you know who they are and what they're all about. That the
Yeah.
movies and the musical is not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the truth of Elphaba. They're not going to tell you the truth of Glinda and how there's some sick shit in this book.
Oh yes,
Um,
there is.
Now, I do want to do a disclaimer about the whole history of the book and what's happening right now with the promotion of the film. The film is coming out November 22nd on, like I said, Thanksgiving weekend, and it's getting a huge marketing campaign. Bunker, Lord, take my phone with this. So, within the marketing campaign is going to be a new rendition, movie tie-in version of the book. This book,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yes.
entitled "Wicked: The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West." Now, this new rendition, this new cover, basically, is all it is. It's a movie tie-in, and it has Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande on the cover. The movie poster's on the cover, and it says, I'll have to look it up. It says, Wicked, something like inspired by the musical. It's the same book.
Yeah.
Amazon, I believe, has it listed for ages 12 and up. And the
Can't
cover
believe that.
screams preteen. See if I pull it up. Cover screams preteen. This book is not for your young ones. I'm here to display that. If you're going
No.
to join our book club and follow this story with us for the next 4 weeks, I'll talk about the schedule in a minute. Please don't come at me if you're 8, 9 years old trying to find out what Ariana Grande is going to do. This is not that. We
No,
want to
this
tell
is
you the
not
real
that.
story. I would say this is a high teen up book if you're mature enough to handle that. It could even be a adult contemporary novel on forward because there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of taboo type sex, there's a lot
This
of
is a
taboo type
very
drugs.
racy book.
It's an extremely risky book in the most profound way that it's all ties back to being a political satire. It all and the reason why I think it's so timely that we go over this book, number one, to get to know the story of Elphaba, but number two, also we're in an election year, and this is very timely. The themes and the ideas that are talked about in this book are very talked about in our country right now today.
Yep.
And things that we're fighting today. So it's extremely timely and it's very thought provoking. The book is good. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna get wrapped up in
Mhm.
this sucker, and people are gonna be like, "I didn't see that when I saw Wicked." No, you didn't. But what the musical does so well is the musical hints at these certain things. If you have already read the material, you kind of know what went beyond there. I'm very curious at how much the movie pulls from this novel. I
Yeah.
imagine it will pull some things, but we don't even know the rating of the movie yet. But there's no way, based off of the Broadway musical, is this one going to go into the themes and stuff that this book does? It's not going to. I proclaim that now, because you'll see when we get there what some of these stories are in the whole scheme of things. Hold on, I'll show you this cover so that you can get an idea of what the marketing is going to be like for this novel. To start, we're starting with the novel. We're going to do the novel for the month of September, and I'll go over the reading. We'll talk about the whole reading club, and then we're going to do. Oh, that's pretty. We're going to do we're gonna talk about the musical. We're gonna go into the whole history of the musical and what
Mhm.
that all means and where all that is. Oh my God! Oh Lord, Amazon has started. If you Google Wicked right now on Amazon, pages upon pages upon pages of
Yep.
products that's available. It's great. We will be doing a show, kind of in the musical or kind of leading up to the movie time. Maybe next week, sometimes off of our regular show, talk about this merchandise because this
Mhm.
merchandise is crazy. Uh, so just be prepared for, like I said, every store you go into, every website that you log on. If you remember, if you were around and paying attention in '99, you'll remember what 20th Century Fox and they don't show the new novel on Amazon. They saw the old one. What 20th Century Fox and Lucasfilm did for Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
That film was so anticipated and so angst because we had not seen a Star Wars film since 1983 and this was 1999, so people were going absolutely apeshit nuts that the Star Wars film was coming out. For some reason, Universal felt that that kind of marketing push is needed for this film.
Oh, we're gonna be
It,
saturated.
it's a it's a beloved musical. I've seen it several times myself. I watch it all the time on.
Yep.
There's bootlegs on YouTube. It's called Slime Tutorials. Look it up. There's fabulous cast. We're going to talk when we get into the Broadway stuff in October. We're going to talk about several different cast members who are
Yeah.
keynote of playing this role, and why they're so special. But why it deserves a Phantom Menace didn't even deserve the marketing that it got, much less this story. So I don't know. We're going to see what this onslaught of bullshit does to the success or not success of the film. Is the film going to be successful? Most likely.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the film flops? Yes. Those of you that are out there are Wicked fans as we are,
Oh.
I am a massive Wicked fan, and I am absolutely behind this film 100%, supporting it with every cheerleader instinct in my body. It could fail, and it could fail for a couple reasons. One,
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, she's polarizing. She looks great in the trailers, but she's polarizing. Number two is
Split in two.
Name a musical in the recent history that has been successful. There hasn't been. People don't like Broadway musicals, and we're in a time in the movie industry where people don't go to the movies hardly, unless
Yep.
it's a big event film. Universal's trying to make this the big event film. They're trying to make this the big Christmas film. We'll see. I think they started too early, and I think that it's going to be too much. But I could be wrong. Everybody could be blown away by this. This could be the
Yeah.
next Wizard of Oz. Who knows? I don't know. I wish them luck. I want it to be successful. I don't think it's going to be as successful as everybody thinks.
And the other one is the fact that they're splitting it into two parts.
We're going to talk about that and talk
Woo!
about that and talk about that till we're blue in the face because it makes no damn sense whatsoever. We'll talk about when we get to the show itself, and talk about the format of the show because the second act, unless they do a lot of changes and stuff, the second act is not going to stand on its own.
Mm-mm.
Which is the entire second movie, and it is confirmed. John Chu, the director of this film, confirmed they are splitting the movies exactly where the stage show split, meaning right after Defying Gravity. Defying Gravity will play, she'll take off, movie will end. Exactly where the play ends into Act 1. That's a great for a 15-minute intermission where your heart's racing and you're ready to go. A year's time in between kills it.
Yeah.
Absolutely kills the momentum. So we'll see. We will see what they do. Okay. Well, where's the movie tie-in? I'll find it. I'll show everybody. Okay, so yeah, they're not selling it yet. It's not up there. So all right, just a heads up because we're not going to be talking about the merchandise for a while because we're going to kind of see how that plays out. But two things on the merchandise: if you're a heavy Wicked fan and you're not been in tune to what's been going on, Lego releases 4 Lego sets on October 1st, which is covering the Wicked franchise. They're kind of again skewed young, female. Younger girls type along the Friends line and stuff like that. They're mini dolls. They're not mini figures. They're kind of very, very child etic, toy etic type look to them. So again, they're going very young with this marketing. Not so young.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But it's 4 Lego sets. Lego is always a big turn investment. So if you want to invest in some sort of Wicked merchandise that might in the future do well for you, the Lego sets are always a good bet. Could all of this stuff be Phantom Menace level and just flop and you have this crap everywhere? Yeah, absolutely. It looks like the one key item to collect right now, if you can, and I would grab it early if you can, is there are going to be 7 Mattel Barbie dolls created as the Wicked characters. There are 3 Glindas, 3 Elphabas, and a Nesta
I didn't
Rose.
realize there were that many.
Yeah, there's 3 Glindas, three Alphas, and a Nesta Rose. There are the Ozdas ballroom gowns, the at school popular kind of gowns, and then there's the Defying Gravity moment gown.
Okay.
There are 2 deluxe figures, which is part of the 3. There's one where of a Glinda that sings popular. You push a button, it'll sing popular, and then there's one that's of Elphaba that sings Defying Gravity. That Defying Gravity doll is starting to sell out everywhere, and it's not even released yet. It's on pre-order. Targets, Walmart's, Amazon, and Mattel.com. We're starting to see that doll sell out everywhere. That is going to be the hot item this fall. Will it be abundance of them after the movie comes out? Maybe. But if you are a fan of Wicked and you want to collect something, I would snatch that sucker up when you can. I would pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pre-ordering mine on this Friday. Just that one. I want the 2 deluxes to go with my other Wicked things from the play. We'll show when we get to merchandise, and that's my maybe a T-shirt. That's my collecting, and I'll do the Lego, of course, because I collect Lego. But scratch my back. But other than that, I don't even know everything that's going to be released. I just know all the companies that are participating, and it's a tag sheet that's just a mile long.
Well, and I think they're going along the lines of, are you team green or are you team pink?
Which I thought. And that's what kind of the whole color palette that they're doing. But I have not seen anything on the marketing come on that's specifically saying that, except for Lego.
Yeah.
So we may see more of that. Well, I'm sure we'll see more of that, because even the placard of the title is the WIC is in pink and the KED is in green. Kind of make it formatting in that. And if you've never seen this musical, you'll understand that is the key friendship moment, the key line delivered by Glinda at a crucial point, a turning point for these 2 in friendships, to where they realize how much they really are friends. It's a beautiful moment. So you'll see it in the movie. You'll see it in movie 1. It's popular. And she says pink goes good with green. So it's really neat. So that is a likely marketing ploy, but I haven't seen anything around that yet. Okay, so books. Let's go back to the beginning, because these are out now. There are, which was unbeknownst to me, and I don't know if you know this, there are 2 series that Jerry Maguire wrote. Okay, he wrote the Elphaba series with the 4th Lion book. So there's 4 books in this series.
Right.
There's Wicked, Son of a Witch. What's the 3rd one? And then there's Something of a Lion. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Pull them up here. It's a 4-piece set. Here we go. What is this feeling? $80 for this box set. Good God. Okay, so there is Wicked, Son of a Witch. Can't read that. What the hell? Everybody's like screaming at the TV. A lion, a lion among men, which is a lion, Lion among men is both Coward the Lion, obviously. And then there's the final book, Out of Oz. Okay, and Out of Oz deals with, I believe, the offspring of Elphaba, and it goes to the next generation, and that's the next series. He wrote an additional series of Elphaba novels, or it takes place in this universe, Out of Oz. It takes place completely out of Oz. The granddaughter of Elphaba goes to like the regular world, and you deal with her whole thing. And those are fairly new out, and I had no idea they existed. And there's a whole series of those.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah, there's a whole series of those, and they don't pop up as often on these search sites to where you're like, oh wow, but they're there. I'll have to find the titles for you. I am going to read those. I've not read any. I've only read this one. I've not read the other ones of the series. So I'm hoping this season gets me so wrapped up in Wicked that I'll finally read Son of a Witch and Lion Among Men and all that. You can buy there's a box set out right now that's an anniversary box set, which, by the way, the covers are terrible. I absolutely hate the new covers. They're all black with a neon design to them or whatever. But then there's a Wicked edition coming out this fall, with everything else that's coming out as part of the whole movie push. That is a gorgeous hardbound edition of this is a big anniversary edition. And there's going to be additional material in it, and yada yada yada. This is my reading copy. It always will be. I'm a bitch for cutouts. Oh my god, VC
Yeah.
Andrews, anybody? VC Andrews, Stephen King. Hello. When we grew up, cutouts were big. I could not read a VC Andrews novel without. I wouldn't read it unless it had the cutout. So cutouts. I think the other ones have cutouts as well. If you get the original ones, at least Son of a Witch does. So, so that's what's out there by Jerry Maguire in this series. He's written other stuff, I'm sure. I don't have his IMDb. I'm not interested.
Right.
So people ask before we get into it, how does he write? He's long-winded. He's eloquent with the way he speaks. So there is a cadence to his talk. There is a feeling with it. You got to run with the rhythm. A good way to get used to this is listen to the audiobook, at least for the first couple of chapters, so you can get used to the world and to how the world is presented to us. Because it's presented kind of fragmented a little bit. I think it's definitely a different way of presenting a story. It's not through the eyes of a character. It's not straightforward. It's kind of an outsider looking in kind of deal. I always, when I first start reading Wicked, I always look at one is the clock tower, the dragon clock, and I imagine the dragon looking down on this world and seeing what is unfolding. That's kind of my how I view it. You guys will get your own opinions as you go through and read the novel, but it's definitely a different tone or a different way of presenting than a more traditional way. But it reads easy. It's not a hard read at all. It's just a little bit. It gets a little bit nasty, a little bit not nasty.
Now, is it written for children? No.
You are not going to see the Glinda popular or the kids see you do I have something in my seat. Don't know. Like I'll give you one example before we get into it. Nesta Rose, the daughter, who is in a wheelchair in the show, just that whole ruby slippers came from there, silver slippers and all this cute stuff. She borrowed no arms. She ain't got no arms.
Yeah.
Why?
In the book, she has no arms. Yeah.
Yeah. So things are very different. Very a lot more standoffish, but it's good. It's a great satire. If you enjoy satires, it's a great satire, not in a comedic way, but a great satire in looking at systems and government and all that stuff, because it is a very political novel. But it's also a novel of friendship. It's a novel of family. It's a novel of hurt and pain, and acceptance and bullying and non-acceptance and everything you get the emotional feel of the trailer of the movie is in this. Yep. They what they took from this and made it into a stage play, made it into a movie is all here, and then some, and then some, and then some. So we keep saying we're going to do the book. We're going to do the books. What are we talking about? We're doing a book club. Join us. I'm not providing anybody books. You got to find your own. There are many copies out there.
We're not providing the book. You have to get it yourself.
Look at that. We
It's not, and if you get it on Amazon, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not. It's like it was $20 on Amazon right now, and that
not even that. I got it for less than $10.
Oh, it's $16. $16. This one. But the anniversaries one and the movie tie-in one is going to be even less than that. The movie tie-in one will have Cynthia Erivo up in the top corner and Ariana in the bottom. They're pointing to each other. That movie poster. That's the one that has. I gotta get the title of the book. They did change the title of it. It's still Wicked, but it doesn't have the life and times of the Wicked Witch of the West on it. So what are we doing? We're doing a book club. We are doing a book club, kind of as close as we can get in the internet days of a traditional book club. There will be pages assigned for each week, and when we come on once a week, which is Thursdays right now, tentatively scheduled Thursdays. We're going to go over just those pages, and we're not going to go page by page. We're not going to go chapter by chapter. We're going to talk about what happens and how we feel about what happened in those segments. That's it. And then we'll get the next reading assignment and go on from there. Reading assignments are about 50, 60 pages a week, which I think is absolutely doable.
Yeah.
And in small enough cuts to really talk about it, really have a discussion on each of these things and leading up to this movie. Because as we go through this book, we're going to be leading up closer to the movie. So this stuff will kind of really be fresh when we see the movie. So here's the breakdown. If you guys want to, we will post a copy of the schedule in the comments or somewhere where you post that crap.
I'll post a copy of it in the description below.
We will put it in the description so you have what we're reading. Again, audiobook is out there. You can listen to the audiobook. I think probably even on YouTube. You can get the books pretty much everywhere. Barnes and Noble's got a good cheap copy of Son of Witch and Wicked together. That's even cheaper than this. But how are you doing? Join us. My biggest reason for doing this is A, I want to have fun reading this again because I was going to read it before the movie. And B, reading is fundamental. We have lost that excitement. Dawn and I grew up in a time where we read every single night. We were reading every single day. I prefer to sit in the bathtub with a good novel than watch TV any day. Back when I was growing up, we get lost in novels. And if you've never sat down and besides something like Harry Potter or something, if you've never sat down and actually read a good adult novel, get lost with us. Because I tell you, you're going to get wrapped up in the story and our excitement sharing this story with you, sharing our love of reading and everything with you. I think you will find a new, at least for this book, hopefully, an excitement of reading and see where that takes you, with your reading journey. Because I can tell you, even me myself, people aren't reading anymore.
No.
I'm not reading anymore. So I'm doing this somewhat for me as well, to be like, we want to get excitement reading again. I want to snuggle up with the dogs and open the book. And
I used to read for hours on end.
Yeah, me too. And we had huge book collections, and now I'm lucky to read a comic book if I am. So we invite you to take the thumbnail was called Journey to Oz, to come on this journey with us, because that's how I'm looking at it, is it is a journey. We want to deep dive, and we want to just enjoy this man's literature and everything that he gave us through the words, because I think his story, as it continues to years go by and the stage show becomes more popular, the movie becomes more popular, his story is going to get lost. It'll be the lost part, and we should not forget his story. We should not forget where these two characters really came from and what he was really trying to say, because it is his imagination. It is his story. He used the characters and the themes from Bond's story, but this is his Jerry Maguire's original story. So we want to honor that. We want to honor this man, and we just want to enjoy reading. We want to enjoy this with you. So 4 weeks of September, and you're like, wait a minute. There's only 4 weeks. Yep. We're doing something cheeky. If you do not know, we talked about it a little bit earlier. The movie split in two. There will be Wicked Part 1, which is the film that's coming out November 22nd of this year. And then Wicked Part 2 is not coming out till November of 2025. A year from seeing the first one. Mm-hmm. We can do a whole couple hours on why this is a terrible idea. But we're going to go with it. We're only doing the first half of the book.
Yep.
That's it. So we are choosing the stance up to the lead into the movie that we are not going to spoil any of the story elements going in past the first part of the movie.
Nope.
So soundtrack is going to be the first part. I imagine that's all we're going to get anyway. When we talk about the play, we're going to talk about the play and its history and its making. But after Defy Gravity, you won't hear us talk about anything of it. My favorite song is Act 2. You won't hear me talking about it yet this year. Because that's what Universal and the creators of the film wanted us to view this as, they want their money. They want 2 parts. We'll do it 2 parts. We're going to see how. The reason I'm doing it as an experiment, it's kind of funny, but as an experiment to see how the momentum of this is if we just cut it off. Now, after the movie, if you guys have been following our thing, we can go back to the book club. We can finish the book. We could talk about Act 2. We can talk about predictions about what the movie's going to do. But we're going to do this Act 1 only, leading up to the movie, because we don't want to spoil any story elements post Act 1. Okay? So I kind of figured out, I think, to the best of my ability, where that kind of ends in the book. We'll see as we get there. There may be a cutoff earlier or a little bit of reading material that we will do later, but it's pretty much half the book. So, week 1, we are going to start book club, our journey to Oz. Next Thursday, which is September 5th, is week 1. And that will cover pages. I had it right here. I don't need that.
I know you wrote it down.
I did indeed. That will cover pages 1 through 62, which is the prologue, which has the maps and kind of an introduction to Oz, and then the first segment, which is called the Munchkin Landers. Starting out Munchkin Land, which if you've seen the musical, you know why. And each segment is broken down in several little mini chapters. We're doing the entire segment of Munchkin Landers on the first week. Week 2, September 12th, we're doing the first part of the Gillikin chapter, first part of the Gillikin segment, which is pages 63 through 130,
The
and we're gonna
Gillikinese.
stop. Huh?
Is it the Gillikinese? I
Yeah,
believe it's.
is that what they're titling the Gillikinese?
I think so.
I
Let's
forget
see.
how they titled it. But it's another geographical land um, that they divided it up in. But we're doing all the segments. I mean, all the chapters in that segment except for the last one. And the last one is called the Charms Life, and that will go to week 3. We'll start week 3 with the Charms Life, and then we will do that's it. That's just that one segment, which will be pages 132 through 178 of and that will finish out the Gillikinese or Gillikin or what is it called? I don't even know.
It's
It's
Gillikin.
Gillikin. It's Gillikin, yeah. So we'll finish out Gillikin week 3 with Charms Life pages 131 to 178, and then the final week, which is September 27th, will be pages 179 through 222, which is the City of Emeralds, the entire segment of that of City of Emeralds.
Uh-huh.
And that should be the first half of the book. That should be ending in Oz when they're there with the whole defying gravity thing. I think. If I'm wrong as I get through it, we'll let you know.
Right.
So those are the chapters. First part is Munchkinlanders. Second part is the first part of Gillikin. Next is the last chapter of Gillikin, and then the other one is City of Emeralds. Make sense?
Makes sense to
Easy
me.
enough. So we're going to cover the first 225 pages or so of the book, which the book is what? How many pages? Oh, it's a lot.
It is.
Well, yeah, about 400. So it's about halfway through. Which should
Yeah.
fit. Now we do know. Oh, there's a part of the chapter of Son of the Witches in the back of this book. We do know that. Oh, if you don't know, you will get a little bit of hint of what happens in the story because just like in the prologue, just like in the prologue in the play, starts at the end, and we'll go back in time. That's how the play starts out. That's how the book starts out. Just basically, we all know the story. If you know Wizard of Oz, you know that she's poured water on. She's proclaimed dead, and there you go. Witch is dead. Ding dong, witch is dead. The wicked witch, the wicked witch. Now, so last week, that's September. In our book club, look for our thumbnails. Journey to Oz. That's what we're calling the book club. Now, October. October is our big musical month.
Yeah.
And that will be covering all things musical, which I am so excited about. That's the month that I'm really, really super excited about because I love this musical. I love the history. We're going to be introducing you guys to a documentary that's on YouTube that is possibly the best fan-made, almost professional documentary about the history of this show. We will also be, instead of the novel, we will be referring to the Grimoire, which is
The Grimoire. Yes.
I love this book because in the characterization in the novel and in the play, this book serves as a spell book. Same title of it and everything. And this is a book that Elphaba uses through Madame Morable's teachings to learn to do spells, and lots of things go wrong with it. And I love that they sell this as a souvenir book. This book has everything you want to know about the musical factual in this book. The documentary that we're going to watch, we're going to go over about the history of the show, goes into a lot of behind the scenes kind of stuff and problems with actors and problems behind production and all that stuff that this one wouldn't necessarily go into grave detail about. Yeah. But this book is absolutely stunning. We'll go over all the art and all the costumes. It's got the full script in it. You're a Wicked fan. Forget the novel for now. This is the book to get. If you can get a hold of
that is the book to get.
This is the
and right now it's very reasonable.
It's $20, isn't it?
In price right now because the fact that the movie is going to be released.
Yep. I hope they don't change the cover of it. I hope they keep it musical based.
I would imagine
if we get a lot of people joining the book club and joining the excitement of this. I've been thinking of we may do at the end of this a giveaway or two, maybe even for a movie ticket to see this in the end with us. We're going to try our best. Dawn will be out of town during the premiere of this film, but we're all going to go see it. Hopefully, one of the first shows on opening night, and we will give a live response. Feelings and emotions right after it, and then we will do a big review. I'm on the fact that if you're here and you're following this and you want to hear what we have to say, when we give a review, we're spoiling the shit out of it. So
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to dance around a non-spoiler and spoiler. We're going to give our first thoughts when we get out of there, just how we're feeling, and then we're going to give a review. It will be a review. So just forewarned, if you wait till December or something to see Wicked, and you come to our channel, you're going to get spoiled. I'm going to tell you everything.
You're gonna get spoiled.
Yep, because it's out there. Go see the movie. Don't watch me until whatever. But that's November, because in November, so we got the book club, September, the Broadway show and all of its history in October. 3 weeks in November are going to be about the hype, the lead into the thing. We'll go out and look at merchandise. Maybe I'll do a little tour in the stores for one episode where we can see what's out there, what's on the shelves. Because there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a whole lot with this, and it's exciting, and I'm getting excited about it.
I think we've lost him.
Who?
Nope.
I'm here.
He's still there. Do you have a storm happening right now?
We do. We got thunder and lightning.
I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's out there. So, wrap it up. We got 1, 2.
Yep. It should be a fun couple of months. I hope you guys decide to join us.
I'm excited. But let's start. Yep. Get your book.
With the book.
Yep. That is right. Start reading tonight.
Yep.
The audiobook is on Audible.
Yes, it is.
Audible.com. You can get the audiobook.
All 4 of the books are on Audible if you want to go that far.
I think you can actually listen to them on YouTube as well without having to buy it, I'm sure. At least the Harry Potter ones you can. I have to look up.
I know you can with the Harry Potter ones. I don't know. Just do a search on YouTube and see what happens.
But again, the authors, the person that reads it is good. It's not kind of drab. It's good. It's a male that reads it, which I find interesting. Extremely interesting that it's not a female voice, but cheers.
Yeah.
Elkanamen, that's you. This is my Nugget t-shirt. My Elkanamen shirt. I don't know. Wait, is this Fiero one? Oh, I've been saying this spell. This is my Fiero shirt.
That's your Fiero shirt.
Huh?
Yep. That's your Fiero shirt, right?
Yep, the hat and bottom. Yeah. Redbubble. I used to get all my shirts at Redbubble because I like to have an original shirt, not what everybody else is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably get the official Wicked title shirts at Hot Topic this payday. I'll buy them for us because they're cheap right now. They're on sale, but they haven't had any really good shirts yet. But there is a hoodie that Sam's Club is selling that I want. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Sam's Club exclusive hoodie that I've seen. It's a woman's hoodie, but I'll wear it. I don't give a shit. I'll be feminine. I'll be having boobs.
Yep.
Halloween might be fun. We may dress up. We don't.
You never know. You're gonna have to come back and find out.
That's right. We are doing a show over Halloween. That will be in our music. That will be a final musical. What I would like to do, and I don't know how we can arrange it. We'll talk about it. I would like to do a watch along or something, maybe a silent watch along or something of one of these live stories of the musical. Because that's where we'll be talking about the musical all the way up to Halloween. So our Halloween special may be something like that. We got to figure out the ins and outs of it, because YouTube's all sketchy about that stuff. We don't want to get other channels in trouble that are actually posting these bootlegs that I worship them for doing, because these are the ways I get to see these. If you're interested in Wicked and you want to jump ahead and watch the musical, if you've never seen it and you want to watch a copy of the musical on YouTube that's really good, there is one that's called Pink and Green Slime Tutorial. It's got pink and green in it. It stars Ali Moisey as Glinda and Donna Davino as Elphaba, and it is the best cast in my opinion. Ali Moisey is a gem. She got me theater depression. Every day I would watch her in Wicked and on TV, and she was just great. So that is on YouTube. I just saw it tonight, or saw the thumbnail for it. It's a great recording, full show, great cast. It's one of the Broadway casts. So there's many casts out there. I know it's surprised they haven't been pulled, but there's many cast recordings, full show recordings of Wicked on YouTube right now. We will be going over a lot of these different casts because there's some standout women who played these roles throughout the years that have become historical in these roles. Not just Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. There's a lot of women who's carried these roles.
Yeah.
The best in my opinion was the one that played right at COVID, the Hannah. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah. And because the movie is coming out in November, if you have not seen Wicked and you would like to, you can on YouTube, but they may pull it before the movie comes out.
We have seen this happen. We've seen this happen with other musicals. You know, I know that at one point the Dear Evan Hansen recordings were off. That was after the controversy. That was pretty interesting. All of the South Park ones, what was called Book of Mormon, they all went, disappeared one day. Now some of them are back. They were gone for a while. Color Purple is gone.
Color Purple, yeah.
Color Purple. There's a lot of recordings of Color Purple out there. Now they're gone. So it has been known that it can happen. A lot of the Hamilton recordings went when Hamilton released on Disney Plus. This is Universal. This is not Disney. So Disney tends to be more anal about stuff like that. But Universal is banking on this film. Universal is putting all of their eggs in this basket, and I think they're shooting for the gold with this. And I could see them doing extreme measures to stop people from seeing it any other way except for by going to the movie. You're not going to see a streaming release. You're not going to see a home video release. You're not going to see any of that crap until next year. I bet you we get all the home video stuff and kind of things closer to the summer into the fall of going into next year, leading up to part 2. You know, an actual official So they're banking on this. And what would be the benefit of the success of this first film in this way is I think the ultimate benefit could be the longevity of the show and also a land opened up in Universal of the world of Oz of Wicked. I think it would be phenomenal. I think the plans are already in plan. They're doing everything that they're following suit of Harry Potter. Like all the same companies are picking up Wicked because it's all, you know, the same type of studio. You know, you got Noble Collection and you got, you know, all the toy companies, Funko, Mattel, Hasbro, all that's picking it up. Great advent calendars, you know, all these jewelry, high expensive jewelry and clothing and stuff. Lines are picking it up. There will be food promotions. There's all sorts of shit. We'll go over everything. Being released. And I do want to do like a little on tour. Go to your local stores, create a list. Tell us what you see, you know, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a whole lot. Yeah. Things we don't even know about yet.
Well, like I said, we're going to be saturated with it coming up pretty soon, I would imagine.
It's so interesting that they're putting all of this money into this. I don't think it's going to be successful from that they think, which is good for us because there'll be a lot of good people.
You know what? I would love to be wrong.
I am too. Let me eat crow. Let me eat crow tomorrow. Let me see people just go nuts over this shit and fighting over these dolls and everything else. And these theaters packed all winter long. Is like, can this film hit $1 billion? Yep. There's only been a couple films that's done it so far since COVID.
Well, and being that you're having weather issues, I think we need to cut the stream.
Lightning? Was that lightning?
Now, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I think that was lightning. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the stream now because he's about to lose connection. If you guys like what you're hearing so far, please remember to like and subscribe.
September 5th.
Do come back next
September
week.
5th, part 1.
Yeah.
We'll post the schedule.
I will post the schedule in the description below. And hopefully we will see you guys.
If you're joining us, put it in the comments. Introduce yourself. Let us know you're here so that we know that people are going to follow the book. We're going to do it regardless with the two of us. Yeah. If nobody's reading along, and you guys can just listen to it. But if you really want to join us, really delve into this book, let be known. Say who you are. You can use a fake name. I don't care. But just say you're here. That you're here with the journey with us. And we'd like to have you. We have 1 person, 100 people. We don't care. Join us. We want you to get excited as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, I think.
I do too. I'm excited about it.
And on that note, we are going to say goodbye until next week. Keep an eye out for the link. And
see you later.
Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
How long did we go?